Dora the Explorer really doesn't need any introduction whatsoever. We all know the show, we all know what it's about. Dora going on adventures with her power boots and other types of fun educational stuff. It's a kid's show, so you don't expect much from it. But what if there was more from it? What if everything we see in the show wasn't exactly what we were really seeing in Touch on a Loser? That may sound pretty ridiculous, but this story will tell you otherwise and at least be an entertaining listen at the best. So, sit back, relax, and make sure you got your map ready, because today we'll be reading the story of Dora the Explorer, Dora's Real Life. Hello, my name is not important. As a father, I really care for what my children want. I have two little girls. Gabby is 8, it's age 12-year-old, and Josie is 9. Before I had Josie, I banned Dora the Explorer from my house. This might sound silly because you might be telling yourself, isn't Dora the Explorer supposed to be a kid's show? Yes, it is. But I banned it from an experience I will never forget. It was around Christmas of 2013, and Gabby was 2 years old. She usually liked Nick Jr., which had Doc McStuffins and Sophia the Fourth. Her two favorite shows. Almost every day though, she would turn on to Nick Jr. and watch Dora when her favorite shows went on. Since she watched Dora on a daily basis, I probably thought she would like a Dora DVD. Since my wife was home and I wanted to be quick, I decided to go her to Timberland Farms. If you don't know about this team, it's like a convenience store, and the one nearest to me has a DVD rack. I looked for the DVDs until I finally found one. It had a normal cover which said, Dora the Explorer, Map Adventures. What I learned was that the cover was normal, but the disc wasn't. On Christmas Eve, we had our Christmas party we have every year. When we opened our presents, Gabby got the Dora DVD I got for her. She thanked me for it, but she didn't watch it until Christmas Day. So, now Gabby had all her presents from Santa Claus open. I think it was before dinner she watched it. She had her own DVD player for her TV, so I popped in the DVD player room and left her to watch it. A while later, when she came out of her room, she said to us, Mommy, Daddy, Dora is scary. I don't want to see her anymore. My wife always has to assume everything she says is right, she unsurprisingly said, Honey, it was probably nothing. But I could see it in her eyes. She looked pale like snow. Her eyes looked tired, her lips were dry. She looked like she was having a fever. I told her, Don't worry, Gabby, there's nothing to be scared about. Lie in bed and rest for a while. But there was something to be scared about. And that something was that damn DVD. I took the DVD out of the DVD player and set Gabby to bed. I thought to myself, what is so bad about a DVD that says Map Adventures? Well, soon I was about to find out. At 10 p.m. I came to my conclusion to test the video out, even though I was considering smashing it for a while. I eventually found a portable DVD player I got off Amazon and put the DVD in there. But before I actually did, I examined the DVD. It was a DVD that you use to record things with or burn other videos on. It was labeled Dora's Real Life, written in red marker. Why is this not a Dora DVD, I thought to myself. Without any better judgment, I put in the DVD into the player. The DVD started and showed the Paramount Video logo. The difference was, it had the fanfare instead of being silent, as the DVD logo was. I like to hum the fanfare, so I did, but it seemed to get off key at the end. Okay, that was off-putting, I thought. And then went to the Nick Jr. logo, which made me jump. Guess what it was? The orange Nick, mostly being the blue Jr. Who in their right minds would do this? Did they think as in child abuse was a joke? Then the theme song started. It was the thing from the Oreo episodes, but with many changes. The song sounded perfectly fine, but here are the changes. The front doors were brown and opened with a creaky noise. The often crafts table had a sign reading, "I have no one to talk to, please help me." The room was dimly lit. The orange cushion was replaced with some kind of dark shadow. And lastly, the computer was an old white 80s or 90s computer instead of a green one. The Dora computer game had nobody except Dora, which made me feel uneasy. Then it showed the logo. Dora looked depressed. She pretended to smile, but her eyes told everything. Almost like the expression of someone about to kill themselves. The episode started with a text reading, Maxada Plaza de Jerez, Colombia, Joro, Mexico. This featured an orange-looking, Mediterranean-looking home, which I assume was Dora's. It seemed rusty and boarded up. It had broken toys scattered all over. It zoomed into a front window that featured a messy bedroom with chipped wallpaper. The bed had an unkempt-looking Dora with crazy hair. She woke up and said, "Hola, soy Dora." Then she pulled out a stuffed monkey toy with Semly Boots and said, "And I'm Boots." Boots was actually a stuffed animal? Dora continued on. "I need your help. Will you help me find something to do?" "You will? Come on, vamonos, let's go." Then, after she got downstairs, she told her parents she was exploring, but they weren't answering her. Joatus continued and said, "I think I know where we can go, Boots." "Where?" "To the big city." "But Dora, how do we get to the big city?" "Let's stop and think. Who do we ask for help when we don't know which way to go?" "Say map, say map." Dora pulled out a scrambled-on piece of paper, and Dora imitated map, saying we have to cross the troll bridge, go into the spooky forest, and then find to the big city. Then, as usual, Map told me to say it with him, just as regularly. Dora then repeated the directions, and then said vamonos, but she also whispered, "Lord, please help me taste this word. Amen." Dora walks for a few yards, then stops and asks where the troll bridge is, although there is no bridge in sight. She randomly goes on a path and says gracias and vamonos. She sings her "Where Are We Going" song while walking down the hill. She randomly stops and says, "We're at the troll bridge." Suddenly, a homeless man is on the bridge with Dora. He looks like he's in his 60s, with filth. He was very filthy, with a long white fuzzy beard. He says to Dora, "Do you have any money?" Dora then beams and says, "Hola, grumpy old troll. What's your riddle?" The man then says, "What the hell are you saying, girl? Why do you always have to do this every single day?" Dora is obviously confused and says, "Thank you for letting me over the bridge, grumpy old troll." The man then says, "Born in hell, bitch." Then Dora asks where the spooky forest is. Says thank you, says vamonos, and then sings. This is where things get even worse. The streets get more polluted, and you can see more graffiti and gangs. Dora stops and says, "We made it to through the spooky forest. Be careful, there can be spooky bats and witches. Suddenly, a random man came up and said, "Get out of my fucking way, or I'll cut your throat and burn your family." Dora, very scared, says, "Swipe or no swiping, swipe or no swiping." So, quote unquote, Swiper then shoved Dora in her boots doll, which was sent flying. Dora's knees were gushing blood from scraping her on the concrete, and Boots had a tail in him. Dora mimicked Boots saying, "Ouch!" and said she needed backpack to help Boots. She got her purple dirty backpack and said all the things backpack would say. And she got bandaged and said, "Yum, yum, 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 delicioso." After the little strip of conflict, Dora said, "I feel so alone. Should I end it? What even is life anymore?" She started to tear up and silently cry to herself while walking to the big city. When she finally got to the big city, she was extremely worn out. Her eyes were red from crying, and she had blisters on her knees from Striper's attack, and her boots dolls was now dirtier. She said in a depressed voice, "We made it to the big city. We did it." Dora tried to sing her usual trademark "We Did It" song, but failed miserably due to depression. She then said, "What was your favorite part?" "I didn't like any of the parts." I thought to myself. Dora then walks up to the screen and says, "I need to confess, your adventures with me were never true. Boots was my stuffed animal all my life. The troll is a homeless man who begs for money, not riddles. Swiper is a man who wants to kill me, and all the others were never real. I never had friends. I had to make up my own. So, I found you. We did everything together. Until now. I can't explore with you guys anymore. I'm sorry. I couldn't have done it, making friends without you. Thanks for helping, but it's time for me to go now." The screen stays black for a while. I was about to eject the DVD until the screen faded to white and read, 3 days later. It faded to the forest. It revealed that to be on one tree. You can clearly see a decaying Dora, with entrails dangled in a grossly real fashion, blue faded fingers, gouged out eyes, and other disgustingly real features. The boot star was near the tree. He had many whips in his fabric and was stuffing popping out. A note on the tree read, "This actually took me. The Lord has saved me from this bad death hell of a place, which was a suicide. Suicide is your escape." The picture got more discouraged until the scene changed to a newscaster saying, "Earlier this week, a 7-year-old girl named Dora Melendez was found on a noose in a forest in Corto, Mexico, revealing to have committed suicide. Beside her was a stuffed monkey and a suicide note. She was the star of the beloved children's show Dora the Explorer. She will all be missed by our hearts." The screen then zoomed out of the beginning computer. The computer turned off by itself, and the camera pan and revealed a coffin behind the computer. The camera zoomed out. Where the Oreo saddle is now where the boot star is. A skeletal hand grabbed the sign from Oreo and took it off the screen. The doors then closed, and the hand with the sign came back, with a sound that now read, "Suicide is our only escape." Those words will forever be in my mind. The screen faded to black, and that was it. I kept the DVD in my closet and still keep it in there today, so my 2 children don't have to see it. I then brought the video onto my computer and emailed it to Viacom, saying how inappropriate to make an animation like this out of a children's cartoon. I also attached the video to the email. They actually told me that they made it in June 5th, 2003 because they were having secret plans to make it into a Dark Party cartoon, but it got canceled due to negative responses from test viewers. So now you know why I banned Dora the Explorer from my children. So remember, if you see a DVD rack in your convenience store, think twice before you buy it, because you never know what you're gonna find.